Well, today I'm going to be changing the belt tensioner pulley bearing, and the one I'm talking about is the one in here, in this pulley here, and I'm replacing it with this thing, Koyo bearing, part number. It's actually not a technically difficult job. It just involves removing this, then the bearing contained within, replacing the bearing, putting it back, and voila, we're done. I don't think I've got a sufficiently large breaker bar, so I'm just going to use an extension on this. Either way will do the job, and effectively you just, as I said, go anti-clockwise to lift the pulley up, and then you slip the belt under it. Okay, so I've released the belt. The actual fan will be a bit of a pain, it'll get in the way, so you have to kind of work within the limitations of space. So the next thing now to do is to unscrew the bolt, which is this thing that I'm talking about, and that's a left-hand thread. So now slowly undo it. Now some people take the entire unit out. They take this bolt out here and remove the entire unit. But I want to actually, there she goes. I actually want to minimize what I take out. So that's the bearing that I've got to replace. What I found works best is to have two small, well, one in particular, flatheads, and with one of them you pry out like that, and while you're prying out, the other one is getting into position underneath. So that's what I've done now, and once you've got it out, you can see how it's actually quite straightforward to take out. And of course I'm going very slowly here. You can see how this is just nicely, whoop, and there she goes. Right, so now that I've removed that, now it's time to put it into a vise, turn it around and press it out that way. And the best thing to do there is to grab a socket that matches. And obviously I'm not going to waste your time me trying to find a socket. Oh, there you go. What's that? So I've got the 27mm or thereabouts socket in there. In the back here, I've got it so that there's enough room for the bearing to come out. And now it's just a nice slow matter of squeezing that through. And of course I don't have my vise bolted to the table, so I'm just going to have to do that without filming it. Here's the new bearing. Notice that the previous one was the same brand, a Koyo. And here she is. Now just to clarify here, I used a 27mm socket to get rid of the old one, but you'll notice if I put that on here, it actually doesn't cover the outer surface of the bearing. So certainly don't use that to press it in, or else you're going to end up doing damage to the bearing again. So find a socket that's going to sit perfectly on the outer rim to press it in. Because I wasn't happy with the 27mm, I was just hunting around in the spare parts bin that I've got, and I found this thing which sits beautifully. on it. So I'm a lot happier with that. Okay, here we go. And just using the one hand, slowly pressing it in. So that's taken it to a certain point. Now I'm just going to finish the job by using the old bearing, placing it on there. So finally, this bearing finished the job, and you can see in the back here that it's fully seated. Now I've got to go and find my circlip and put that on. There we go. Remembering that it's a left-hand thread. So once I tighten that, then I lift the entire tensioner, slip the belt back underneath, put the fan cowling back on. Okay, I hope that's been of help to you. As always, happy to answer any questions. Thanks for watching.